Most believers mistake public worship for spiritual depth, but true holiness has never been forged first on public platforms. It has always been forged in hidden places. Before David ever wore a crown, he learned how to cry in caves. Before Joseph ever governed nations, he learned how to trust Yahweh in prisons. Before Moses ever stretched his rod over the sea, he learned surrender in the wilderness. Before Yeshua carried resurrection power publicly, he first surrendered privately in Gethsemane. Heaven has always worked this way. Yahweh prepares people in secret before he reveals them in public. Yet modern believers often desire public evidence of spiritual growth while resisting the private processes that create it. They want authority without surrender. They want fruit without pruning. They want power without tears. But Yahweh has never changed his method. Hidden surrender still produces visible maturity. This is the tragedy of modern spirituality. It rewards appearance over authenticity. It rewards sound over substance. It rewards visibility over vulnerability. Many believers have mastered spiritual language without ever confronting spiritual pain. They know how to declare victory while secretly drowning in emotional exhaustion. They know how to sing loudly while hiding grief they have never surrendered. Their mouths speak peace, while their souls remain internally fractured. They know how to perform worship, but have never learned how to practice lament. This creates a dangerous illusion. Outwardly, they appear mature. Inwardly, they remain fragile. They can inspire crowds, but cannot endure silence. They can quote scripture, but cannot sit still with Yahweh long enough to let scripture expose what remains unhealed. Yahweh is not impressed by spiritual performance. He never has been. He sees beyond lifted hands. He sees beyond polished prayers. He sees beyond public ministry. He looks directly into hidden places. He searches motives. He examines wounds. He listens to what your soul says when your mouth is silent. He is not asking first for your songs. He is asking for your honesty. Private lamentation is where that honesty begins. Many believers misunderstand lament. They think it is weakness. They think it is emotional instability. They think lament means spiritual failure. But biblical lament is not complaining. It is covenant honesty. It is the courageous act of bringing your unedited pain into Yahweh's presence and refusing to hide from him. It is saying, "Father, this hurts." It is saying, "Father, I do not understand." It is saying, "Father, I am disappointed." It is saying, "Father, I feel abandoned." It is the sacred surrender of pain instead of the suppression of pain. David understood this. He wrote songs of anguish before he ever wrote songs of victory. Jeremiah understood this. He became known as the weeping prophet because his tears became his prophetic language. Hannah understood this. Her silent anguish moved heaven before her miracle arrived. Job understood this. He did not hide his grief. He poured it out before Yahweh. Even Yeshua understood this. The Son of Yahweh wept openly. He was not ashamed of tears because tears are not weakness in the kingdom. They are surrender. This is what many believers have forgotten. We live in a world addicted to noise. Silence terrifies modern culture. Every quiet moment is immediately filled with distraction. Phones are opened, screens are refreshed, music is played, podcasts are started, messages are checked, notifications are consumed. Why? Because silence forces confrontation. Silence exposes what noise conceals. Silence reveals unresolved grief. Silence uncovers hidden fears. Silence forces forgotten wounds to speak again, and most people do not want to hear them. So they run, they stay busy, they overwork, they overcommit, they scroll endlessly. They numb themselves with entertainment. They replace prayer with productivity. They substitute distraction for surrender. But unresolved pain never disappears through distraction. It only goes underground. And buried pain becomes spiritual resistance. This is why so many believers feel stuck. They pray but feel blocked. They worship but feel numb. They serve but feel exhausted. They read scripture but feel distant. They attend gatherings but feel spiritually disconnected. It is not because Yahweh has moved away. It is because hidden pain has not yet been surrendered. Unlamented pain creates spiritual congestion. It blocks clarity. It clouds discernment. It weakens endurance. It fractures intimacy. Your soul cannot fully receive comfort while still hiding sorrow. Yahweh does not heal what we pretend does not hurt. This is why private lamentation is sacred. It opens the hidden chamber. It removes the mask. It invites Yahweh into places we normally protect. And when that happens, transformation begins. Something supernatural happens when pain is surrendered honestly. Bitter water becomes wisdom. Grief becomes endurance. Brokenness becomes compassion. Trauma becomes authority. Weakness becomes humility. Silence becomes intimacy. Yahweh wastes nothing, not even tears. Every hidden sorrow placed before him becomes material for transformation. This is why so many believers pray for endurance, but never receive it. They want endurance downloaded instantly, but endurance is never downloaded. It is forged. It is built slowly. It is shaped through hidden surrender. It is strengthened through private honesty. It is matured through lament. Yeshua showed us this pattern in Gethsemane. He did not bypass pain, he entered it. He trembled, he sweated blood, he cried, he surrendered. He did not perform strength, he practiced surrender. And because he surrendered privately, he endured publicly. That remains the kingdom pattern. If you cannot cry privately, you will not stand publicly. If you cannot surrender secretly, you will not endure openly. If you avoid hidden pain, public pressure will eventually expose what was never healed. This is why so many believers collapse under visible pressure. The pressure is not creating weakness, it is revealing weakness that was already there. Private lament prevents public collapse. It deepens roots, it strengthens trust, it develops spiritual resilience. It creates maturity that applause cannot produce. This is also why fast inspiration cannot replace deep healing. Modern spiritual culture often prefers quick encouragement, 10-second motivation, 30-second sermons, 1-minute devotionals, instant declarations, positive affirmations. But healing does not happen at the speed of social media. Healing is slow. Healing is uncomfortable. Healing is repetitive. Healing requires sitting longer than feels convenient. Healing requires honesty that sounds less like polished theology and more like this. Father, I am tired. Father, I am angry. Father, I feel abandoned. Father, I am confused. Father, I am disappointed. Father, I do not understand what you are doing. Those prayers may sound weak to people, but they are powerful in heaven because they are real. Yahweh does not require polished language. He requires surrendered hearts. Many believers are afraid of being emotionally honest because they think honesty threatens faith. But the opposite is true. Dishonesty weakens faith. Honesty strengthens it. Real faith does not deny pain. Real faith brings pain into covenant. That is maturity. That is holiness. That is surrender. And something changes in believers who learn this. Their worship changes. It becomes softer, deeper, less performative, more intimate. Their prayers change. They stop trying to impress Yahweh. They begin trusting Him. Their peace changes. It becomes less dependent on outcomes. Their emotions change. Fear loses influence. Anxiety weakens. Their reactions slow down. Their endurance strengthens. Their trust deepens. Why? Because hidden surrender creates internal stability. A believer who has learned how to cry before Yahweh becomes difficult to shake. Storms still come, pain still happens, loss still arrives, but their roots are deeper. Their identity is stronger. Their peace is heavier. Their confidence is quieter. They no longer panic because they've learned how to surrender pain before panic can dominate. This is spiritual maturity, not louder worship. Deeper surrender, not bigger platforms. Hidden obedience, not polished language, raw honesty, not spiritual performance. Private tears. This is why Yahweh often leads his children into hidden seasons, not to punish them, to mature them. The wilderness teaches what the platform cannot. The cave teaches what the crowd cannot. The secret place teaches what sermons cannot. Hidden places expose idols. They dismantle ego. They reveal dependency. They deepen trust. They strip away performance. They teach believers how to live from Yahweh's presence rather than human affirmation. This is why some of your current pain may actually be an invitation, not punishment. Invitation. An invitation to deeper surrender. An invitation to honest prayer. An invitation to private lament. An invitation to stop performing and start healing. Perhaps Yahweh has allowed silence because he wants honesty. Perhaps he has allowed delay because he wants intimacy. Perhaps he has allowed discomfort because he wants surrender. Perhaps he has allowed tears because he wants maturity. Do not despise your hidden tears. They may be your greatest spiritual teachers. Do not fear sorrow. Fear emotional numbness. Do not fear lament. Fear spiritual shallowness. Do not fear private weakness. Fear public strength built on hidden dishonesty. Beloved, Yahweh sees every hidden tear. Every night you cried alone. Every pain you never explained. Every disappointment you carried quietly. Every grief you buried. Every ache you hid behind your smile. He saw it all, and he did not ignore a single drop. Scripture says he stores our tears. That means your pain has never been wasted. It has been witnessed, it has been recorded, it has been held, and if surrendered, it can be transformed. Your next level of spiritual maturity will not come from louder worship. It will not come from another conference. It will not come from more public activity. It will come from deeper surrender. It will come from entering the secret place. It will come from allowing yourself to be honest. It will come from choosing tears over performance. It will come from trusting Yahweh enough to show him what hurts. So enter the hidden place. Close the door, turn off the noise, silence the distractions. Sit before Yahweh. Do not perform. Do not edit. Cry honestly. Lament fully. Surrender completely. Let Yeshua meet you there. Let him touch the wound. Let him name the grief. Let him hold the sorrow. Let him heal what has remained hidden. Let him transform pain into endurance. Let him turn tears into authority. Let him turn lament into maturity. Because private tears are not signs of failure, they are evidence of trust. They are proof of surrender. They are seeds of endurance. And in the kingdom of Yahweh, what is surrendered in secret always produces fruit in public. Restoring Yahweh's truth, revealing Yeshua's awakening.